y'all, so look here. I am doing a dish this evening on a spicy chicken pasta Alfredo. Check it out. So I have some chicken breast here that I'm soaking with some vinegar, lemon juice, and water. It's just to kill the freshness of the chicken. So these are my seasonings on the screen here. They'll be listed below. Just keep in mind that the blackened seasoning and the Cajun seasoning also contain salt. So you just want to be mindful of how much you use. My recommendation is when you season your food, you just want to eye it, and what works for you works for you. I do not have accurate measurements, but if I did, I would tell you to use about a teaspoon of majority of your seasonings with the exception of salt. All right. So once you finish seasoning your chicken, you want to cover it and let it marinate for about a half an hour prior to cooking, or overnight if you can. That way the seasonings absorb in the actual meat. And you just want to make sure you rub your meat thoroughly as well, so it absorbs all of that niceness and flavor. So now I'm getting my cast iron skillet here, and I'm going to put it in some olive oil, where I'm going to let it heat on like medium high heat. You just want your pan to heat up enough so that by the time the chicken falls in, it begins to sizzle. So I've added butter also, so it has that additional flavor. So what I'm going to do now is lay my chicken down for that nice sizzly taste. Nice sizzly feel. If you do not hear that sizzle when you put your meat down in the pan, that means your pan is not hot enough. So in total, I cooked each side for about maybe 6 to 7 minutes. And what I did here, I just wanted to make sure that it got browned properly or evenly on the first side, and then I let it cook. And then also what you can do is take your spoon and just take the oil and butter mixture and ladle it on top of the meat so that the meat stays moist and juicy. So now I'm preparing my pasta. I have here white cheddar, Parmesan cheese, and Romano, and also those same ingredients I use for my chicken, which again will be listed down below in the description box. So I actually hand grated all of this cheese. And then also too, I put in some fettuccine pasta in a pan and let it boil al dente for like maybe 11 minutes. Again, you can either follow the directions of the box with how to make the pasta, or you eye it and make sure that it's cooked enough to your liking. All pastas are different, so everything is up to you. It's to each his own. So another thing you want to do also, and this is optional, but I do this, is I like to salt up my pan with boiling water. And also too, I like to take some oil and put it in the boiling water, so that way the pasta does not stick while it's cooking. And also it's easier to remove apart when you're baking your food in the mix of the cheese. So here I'm taking some olive oil and I'm going to let it get hot in the pan. The pan is like on medium high, and I'm taking some butter. This looks like about maybe like a tablespoon or two of butter that I am putting in the pan, and I'm letting those flavors marinate together because this is when I'm going to do my Alfredo sauce. I'm building it up at this time. So I just put in some garlic. I took like about maybe 3 crushed garlics because I love garlic, and I'm mixing everything together in the pan so that the garlic is absorbed in the oil and the butter. So you want to keep giving it a toss maybe for like 2-3 minutes, and you also want to make sure that your garlic does not burn because burnt garlic will ruin a dish. So this is a half a cup of heavy cream that I'm using for the mix as my liquid base. You can use milk if you want to, or you can use half and half. And here I'm going to start adding in my cheese slowly but surely, just to make sure that everything melts. And if you can shred cheese yourself, I know it's a process to shred cheese, that's fine. But if not, you want to cut time and get the shredded cheese already, that's fine. But I find like the cheese that you shred yourself is much better because it melts faster as opposed to the shredded cheese from the store that's already bought, because it does contain starch in it, for those of you that don't know. So you're going to keep on seeing me add in more cheese to the mix, and I'm going to keep stirring and stirring until the cheese melts inside of my pot. So now that my cheese has melted, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the spices. And also to another thing you didn't see, I did add in a little bit of sazon for flavor. I'm sorry, my phone is out because I'm also shooting a second video for TikTok and Instagram Reels. So what you're gonna do is take those spices and you're just going to toss them in to give it flavor. And you can start tasting it here. This is just you tasting for flavor to make sure that everything is on point. If it's not, you can add in as much more spice as you desire. If not, you just continue with the process of cooking your food. All right. So now I'm taking the pasta. As you can see, is loose because of that oil that I had put earlier with the boiling water. And I'm just going to go ahead and give it a nice toss just to make sure that the pasta is evenly coated with the sauce on here. Now, I think some people use white wine in theirs to give it like a heightened flavor, and that's cool and all, but white wine and Alfredo, not really for me. But again, that's up to you. And guys, as you can see, my pasta is about finished. So I'm just adding in the chicken and I'm going to give it a nice toss just to make sure that the chicken also gets the flavor of the sauce and that is evenly distributed inside of the pasta. So now that we're about finished having dinner, you want to pair this with like maybe a white wine if you're a wine drinker. You just want to make sure that everything is coated. And there you go, guys. So thank you for taking the time to look at the video. Like, hit subscribe to my channel and to my other pages up on the screen here. All right. Thank you. I love you all. Take it easy.